I am going to wear you out emotionally very early in this episode, so go ahead and prepare for that. But we've also got a whole bunch of heroes, another homemade roller coaster, and a story that might make Billy Madison uncomfortable. Stop looking at me, Swan. Let's take a look on the bright side. Friends, and welcome to The Bright Side. I'm your host, Bob Herzog, and as we record this episode, we're just a couple of days past Veterans Day, and the month of November is in fact Military Family Appreciation Month. So we're going to talk a lot about those who serve and those who have served today. I think you're going to like that a lot. But I promise a few other things too, so let's start with all of that. This one is going to break your heart, and then it's going to warm your heart. So get ready for a good cry, because here it comes. The pandemic lockdown means many of us cannot see loved ones, and that includes a couple in the UK. Kenneth Meredith and his wife Betty have been married for 70 years, but COVID kept them apart for weeks. Kenneth lives in a nursing home, and now Betty does too. You can see the 96-year-old man making that Walker roll upon seeing his wife waiting in the nursing home restaurant. The staff had filled that room with heart-shaped balloons and roses. When Kenneth asks Betty if she's taking him back, she responds, "I'm not taking you back. I've come to live with you." See, like, I'm exhausted after that. Isn't it like sad and wonderful all at once? I just want to be able to hug everyone again. I mean, those who want to be hugged. I'm not going to hug anyone who's all like, no touchy, no touch. Okay, let's just all collect ourselves. Ready? Whew. And now let's move on. Generationally speaking, the subject of this next story, a bit younger, maybe a little bit more spry. Check it out. This toddler is having a ball. Video of this 3-year-old from China is getting love all over the world because of his ping pong proficiency. His grandmother is a former professional table tennis player and started training that little guy on their coffee table when he was an infant. His family says the tot is already a fierce competitor and has amassed a social media fan base that could be the envy of many an influencer, some 50,000 followers strong. Kid was putting topspin on the ball. Little English. Do you see how he held that paddle? Unbelievable. That takes a lot of work. So did this. Disneyland may still be closed in California, but one man is bringing the magic of the park to his home. Sean La Rochelle recreated the Matterhorn bobsled ride in his Napa County backyard. This is video of the coaster provided by the Magic Texture YouTube channel. The 400-foot-long roller coaster comes complete with waterfalls, flame effects, and an animatronic Yeti. La Rochelle, who is an architecture graduate student, worked on the project with family and friends for nearly 4 months. The ride is only meant for a single rider, and it lasts about 50 seconds. Now, as you well know, we don't just talk about big old beasties here on The Bright Side. It's not all animatronic Yetis. We love the little ones too. We sure do. I should have prepared you in advance for the cuteness you're about to see. A tiny kitten in Australia found itself in a pickle when it got trapped inside a wall. A wall, I tell you. Fire and Rescue NSW posted this video after crews were called to that home. See, the owner heard a cat meowing, but could not find it. It was like the telltale heart, but like adorable. Crews were able to locate the little guy by using a thermal imaging camera. Then they look at it, got a little hole in the wall, got a little kitty cat out. Isn't that sweet? I like that. So first we saved a cat. Now let's go ahead and save a swan. Ariel Cordova Rojas noticed this big old beautiful bird could barely move when she was out for a bike ride and hike, so she picked up this swan with her jacket, carried the 17-pound animal for like a mile. Then a driver stopped to give them a lift to a subway station. Ariel says fellow riders on the subway, they didn't even do a double take when they saw the swan on the train like any other commuter. I mean, New York subway, there are much stranger things. So the pair finally, they make it to a doctor where the bird is now being treated for lead poisoning, but is expected to be okay. In fact, She's doing so well, workers noticed her honking to a male swan in the other room. So they let the pair swim together. And I think we all know where that's headed. First you're honking, then you're swimming. Next thing you know, I don't really know what. My knowledge of swan mating rituals isn't really what it should be. Anyway, I mentioned earlier that November is Military Family Appreciation Month. And I know there are going to be some military families who feel very appreciated because of the efforts of teenage twin brothers in New York. Some U.S. troops in Afghanistan have special goodie boxes coming their way. As Natalie Duddridge reports, the twins want to fill the gap left by other charities.
Meet twins Matthew and Thomas Stuber. They're filling boxes with supplies to send to soldiers in Afghanistan. During the pandemic, they had some extra time on their hands and came up with sacks for soldiers.
I want to serve in the military, and as I was researching what life on base is and recalling what my grandfather told me about his experiences in Vietnam, I know that there aren't many comfort goods that the soldiers have over there.
The 16-year-olds are juniors at Chaminade High School in Mineola and brought the idea to their football coach, and it expanded from there.
It's really taken off, and so we just ran with it and make sure it would, and just help it grow, which is really awesome.
Through some research, the brothers found several charities that send basic goods overseas, but they wanted to go beyond that and send comfort goods like snacks and entertainment.
Fun stuff, some like frisbees, footballs, spike ball. We send all those games so they have something to do.
Part of their inspiration came from their grandfather who served in Vietnam.
They can give them to the kids in the towns. It means a lot. We could have done the same thing in Vietnam. We didn't have that then.
The teens can't say exactly where the boxes are going for security reasons, but can say they're helping 50-plus soldiers. The Stubers partnered with local clubs and churches and so far have been able to send nearly $10,000 worth of goods.
The generosity and support of our community for our soldiers is just unparalleled.
To see them take an interest in helping people overseas has really made me proud.
Matthew has his sights set on the Naval Academy, Thomas Notre Dame. They want sacks for soldiers to continue once they go to college. Now they're working on creating a nonprofit to keep it growing after they graduate.
Well done, gentlemen, well done. And turning now from helping those who are serving to honoring those who have served. Now, just a quick warning, this next one is going to infuriate you at first, but stick with it. A World War II vet got the chance to fly the American flag again with pride for Veterans Day. A stranger bought him a new flag after the one he had was stolen. Now, the family wants to find that stranger and thank her for her kindness. Here's my friend, Brad Underwood.
Earl Ochberger takes great pride in flying the 50 stars and 13 stripes that make up the American flag. The World War II Navy veteran recently celebrated his 95th birthday. It came with a surprise parade and a new American flag from his son-in-law. But just days later,
somebody during the night had taken this beautiful flag that they had given me for my birthday.
Ochberger says his flag is just the latest to be taken in the neighborhood.
Somebody stealing American flags. And it has to stop.
Ochberger's daughter, Christy Taylor, immediately put up this sign, hoping the thief would see it.
Of all the times for something like this to happen to our family, and especially to my dad, and with Veterans Day coming up this week, it just didn't seem right.
The family is also dealing with another loss. Christy's mother, Earl's wife of 71 years, passed away a week ago.
You are affecting people's lives when you do something like that. And that he is 95, he was a veteran, and he's also mourning the loss of his wife.
What happens next is something Taylor did not see coming. Kindness from a stranger.
She went out and bought a new flag. It chokes me up because it was such a sweet thing to do.
Ochberger doesn't want the old flag back. He hopes it's respectfully flying somewhere. But what the family does want is a second chance to meet the woman who bought the new flag and thank her properly.
I wish that she would come back to our front door and reintroduce herself because I did not ask her for her name.
And I sure hope he gets a chance to speak to that stranger again. So make sure, share this around. Help make that happen. So Earl got a new flag. This next vet, he gets a diploma. Decades after leaving school to serve his country, another World War II veteran finally has his high school diploma. 93-year-old Milton Massatini joined the Navy at his first opportunity. He actually lied to officials, telling them he was 17 while he was actually 16. After coming home from war, he began working, met his wife, started a family, all without ever finishing high school. So his local school board reached out with their program, Operation Recognition. The project gives veterans the diplomas board members like Deneen Gus believe they deserve.
Just went to tears. They literally cried, and your heart is just so touched because you realize how much earning that high school diploma meant to them.
Finally proud that I got a diploma. I used to get, called a dumb jerk that he didn't get a diploma. But no, I was proud of it.
What a great program and long overdue recognition. So time to wrap things up, but first, one more to inspire. Up until a couple days ago, every night the notes of taps rang out over a lake in Illinois. At first, the trumpeter was worried his neighbors would complain about the noise, but just the opposite became true. Will Jones has more on the nightly ritual.
I've done it every day, every sunset since Memorial Day evening.
He's played in all kinds of weather. Nothing has stopped him. Hasn't missed a night.
A moving tribute each night at Crystal Lake to honor our nation's veterans.
He was afraid the neighbors would be offended and make too much noise.
It turns out Jim Heisler's nightly gesture in his yard was just what his neighbors needed. Richard Kerman and his wife Beverly have walked over almost every single day.
I'm a veteran. Taps has always been one of my favorite things. It's something that's been very important in my life, and it makes me feel good.
It just makes the day better, and especially with COVID and the election, we always knew we'd have this moment of peace for the day.
Yeah, I've had people call me, write me notes and letters from that I don't even know.
His wife, Rebecca Heisler, is always by his side, counting down the time until sunset.
In this turbulent times that we have, it's really nice to be able to spread some positivity and some good feelings. I can't keep from being choked up because typically every night I am choked up while he's playing. It's such a small thing, but it makes such a statement.
It's not just so many notes, it has a meaning.
We will miss it. So maybe he'll do it again next year.
And I think we'd all salute that return. Thanks to all those who have served, thanks to all those who are serving and their families for everything you sacrifice so that all of us can take a look on the bright side. We'll see you next time.